Go for it.
Alright. The magic happens out of your comfort zone was the first thing I read when I entered my room in the dormitory here. After choosing my bed, I found a card with these words taped to the bedside of my desk. I think it's a common idea between me and the person who put it there, and everything started from that point. The educational adventure started from there. Even though I felt weird or like an alien at first, I knew that I would adapt quickly as this wasn't my first foreign experience. I've always wanted everything to be for my benefit wherever I am, and I just want to surround myself with things that are beneficial to my advancement. And there wasn't an excuse to make an exception this time. And when it came to choosing courses, I was so picky that I didn't like everything my mobility program offered to me. Interestingly, most of the subjects were not listed in the course list, but I managed it. As I needed a working knowledge of Russian, English, and Spanish, I chose some special subjects in these languages. I gotta read books to improve my comprehension, and I chose film adaptations of literary works. And for professional purposes, I went for interpreting classes to get some theory and practice on it. And for additional, or let's say, emergency cases in career, I chose language teaching methodology, as teaching is a less chance to survive in my country. So in public speaking course, in order to be able to put this everything into a perfect use. In addition, I crave not only mental but also physical training, and I decided to pursue my dream of becoming Michael Phelps II, which was my highest ambition years ago when I started swimming. So this way, yeah, I'm not out of my comfort zone at all, because I'm doing what I want, what I like, but still there were times when I felt outside of it. When I forgot the words in language classes, or when I miscomprehended source text or couldn't interpret correctly in interpretation, and when I couldn't take control of my breathing in the pool, or when I was afraid to speak out loud in public, I hated myself, really. Because other students were much smarter than me, and they speak English really well, they know their second foreign language perfectly too, and they are competent enough in their majors. And these are the qualities that I still lack and seem to be difficult for me to achieve. Most of the time, I was a listener in order to avoid making mistakes in speaking. But deep down, I knew that it was okay to make mistakes, as this is how we grow. So the awareness that I was imperfect drove me to work more to be perfect. For instance, in my swimming classes, my colleagues who are majoring in this sport were way better at it than I was. And at first, I was afraid to swim in front of them, and I always let them go first. So, but as I grew wiser, I didn't wait for them and I jumped into the pool right away before them. And whenever I feel like I'm drowning, I tell myself, for more than 2 decades, you've been getting enough air, and now it is okay if you don't get any for a minute or two. This way, I fight the water that is taking my breath away. This way, I fight and win everything. So the harder the struggle becomes, the more effective the result would be. And these difficulties are the ones to sharpen us to be more powerful, more resistant to even greater obstacles in life. And for this experience with these mistakes, difficulties, struggles, motivation, determination, I really thank the educators in here. I'm grateful to Comenius University for having me as a part of this life. Here, I'd like to mention a lesson I got when I studied in America. It fits into a saying of an American professor. Life teaches, but you still need a paper. Indeed, you can can learn a lot from what's going on around you, from how people are living their lives, or from the smallest ant carrying a piece of sugar. However, I don't want to disapprove the diploma you get from university. This education serves as a means to get real-life education. If you know all the rules or theories of geometry or chemistry by heart, it doesn't mean that you are educated. You are educated if you can use all this knowledge to understand humanity and life. And if it shapes you into a human. It is not only here, but also here. When I googled the definition of education, it gave me the statement, the process of receiving or giving systematic instruction, especially in a school or a university. And that didn't appeal to me, and I replaced the definition with the word aim. The aim of education is to make the individual aware of his self. That is total knowledge of the self, or total development of the inherent powers of man. So if you work on your own self and you become aware of yourself, then you can achieve the goal of education. And it means that if you are mature, you can have also an influence on others. There is a quote I like using and sharing with young parents. Don't teach your children. They will end up imitating you. Teach yourself instead. So my takeaway from this quote is to teach your children, teach yourself. To teach your students, teach yourself. To teach the whole country, teach yourself. So this may sound like wise words you hear every day from everybody, but I want to just ask you to stop finding excuses for those things you know well but don't do. You say no motivation, but there's nobody easier to come to you and open up your brain and put the motive in there. Don't wait until you meet someone to motivate you. That someone is, but it's not Voldemort, of course. Furthermore, in terms of self, I want to say that it is not fair to betray your own body, which was once given as a gift from God to you. If you drink soda, not water, if you eat burgers, not broccoli, if you smoke instead of getting fresh air in the morning, and if you are a night owl and you sleep during the day, then you're committing a crime. A serious crime against yourself. And the list of these ifs can go on and on. Please, love your own body. It is the only place you can put yourself and your education in. Where else are you going to live if you destroy your body? Think about it. Finally, value every lesson you get from life and start your education from within yourself. And be the one who makes the magic happen.